One of the things I want to talk about is how the evidence of cessation happens, and this means how athletes really stop playing. And here's what I need from you people. I need some participation, okay? I need you for this to be successful. I need you to, supposition, as I tell my students, give me your peace of mind. Give me a piece of an experience that'll help us link to the content as we go along, okay? All right, here we go. One of the primary reasons adolescent athletes cease playing are their deeper psychological reasons, okay? And one of them is perceived competence. Remember, don't forget this point. Adolescence is a vital period of development in terms of self-concept, self-awareness, self-perception, okay? So when we think about that and we talk about perceived competence, where are they getting that from? Where are they getting messages about their perceived competence? Help me. Where are they getting that? Raise your hand. Yes. From coaches, okay? Where else? Parents, absolutely. Who else? Peers, siblings. A lot of different messages, right? A lot of different angles. And people, they vary from day to day. So imagine in adolescence, we have what's called the imaginary audience. And adolescents kind of walk through life thinking that what? When I say an imaginary audience, what do? They walk through life thinking everybody's looking at them, right? If they have a little pimple, if they have a bad hair day, oh my gosh. And this happened to some of us, right? How many of you went to school and you kind of were walking around like this all day because you had a little pimple on your chin, right? So in adolescence, it's vital. And so what happens is we have this perceived competence, all right? And we walk around with that. So imagine at practice in sport, if we have a bad practice, okay, and there's questions coming up. So maybe a coach has questions for your athlete. And then when you get them, you've got further questions. Imagine how that competence is affected, okay? All right. Now, coaches, athletes, and parents who focus exclusively on outcome goals as opposed to process goals are extrinsically, not intrinsically motivated, okay? Now, one of the things we really focus on, whether we're working with parents or coaches, is process. The process of getting better, okay? People, this is so important that you understand, try not to reward outcome, okay? Outcome. Outcome is something like 15 kills in a match. Outcome is like 12 digs in a match, okay? How could we supplement outcome, okay, adulation versus process? What could we say? Help me. What can we say to our athlete? Okay, transitioning well.
You practice really hard, you work so hard to achieve.
Great effort, great effort. What else could we say that's process oriented? Yes? Yes, you are better today in your technique, you're really moving well. Something that's process oriented. Not outcome. Because see, this is what can happen. When you reward, gosh, you had a great match, 12 kills today, amazing. Okay? That seems innocent, doesn't it? And I did it. Every time my daughter came off the soccer field, if she didn't have 3 goals, I was asking her questions. Are you feeling okay? Is everything going all right? And then, my wife was really good in this process because she played soccer as well. She pulled me aside one day and she says, have you ever played soccer? And I said, no, I haven't. I was a football player. And she says, you know how hard it is to score a goal in competitive soccer? And I said, yeah, but she had this breakaway and she's going down the field and she has a wide open shot and she sprayed it and missed it. And she goes, you know what? Let's go out on the soccer field. And we literally went out there and I was dribbling and she says, let me see you just make a goal with no keeper, no defense, nothing. Couldn't make it, okay? So my point is that when I was rewarding her with, wow, you had a great match today, and she had 3 goals, she was interpreting that as what? As what? Yes, it's the outcome. I'm rewarding what you do as opposed to the process, the outcome. And so when they learned that, oh man, if I get 12 kills, then gosh, we're going to be in good situation. The ride home's going to be great. Cool. But if you reward process, all they have to do is when they get on that volleyball court, all they have to do is work hard and really focus on the process of getting better. So whether it's 12 kills or 4 kills, man, great job. I loved what I saw out there today. Your effort is supreme, okay? Because then when they learn that, anxiety and arousal go down. We're going to talk about that in a minute here. Does that make sense? Questions about that? Because I really want you to understand process versus outcome. And I remember when I first learned this in graduate school, I was like, gosh, I can't even say, you know, wow, you had 3 goals today? No, it's process, not outcome, okay? And we've got to really retrain ourselves to do that. But the really easy way to remember is to always talk about effort, technique, and routine. In their bodies, you don't know if they're always giving great effort. Maybe they're struggling in terms of their responsibilities on the floor. Maybe there's a lot of mental process going on in terms of what their coaches are asking them to do. So it's really not fair to be, and some of you I know will say, oh, I know my daughter better than anybody else. I used to say the same thing, okay? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. People, it's really important that you understand coaches have a vision that's objective. Okay, that's objective to yours. Yeah, you live with them, but that makes you subjective. Does that make sense? You live with them, you know their daily practices and norms, and that makes you subjective. So be aware of that, okay? We'll have more tips on that going forward. Now, I want you to understand, your practices and your norms at home are foundational, people, at cultivating a functional system. It really is. I mean, people, I can't tell you how important this is. When you're at home with your athlete, it's so vitally important that you cultivate an environment where they don't feel more pressure than they do already in the sport environment, okay? There's a lot of pressure in today's society for athletes to be successful. We know that, right? At home, oftentimes it's important for you to just be their parent only. I know they're playing at a high level here. There's a lot of these girls that are going to go on and get Division I scholarships. I understand that. But at the same time, they need you to be their parents. And your home practices and norms, largely how you reward them, how you communicate with them on the day of matches, after matches, and the ride home, are largely going to cultivate a healthy environment or not such a healthy.